here's my question. What is an executive order? Anybody know? Like, do you actually know? Like, we talk about, okay, this is an executive order, and it has this, that, and it has this, that. But when you ask people, hey, what's an executive order? They be like, what? Like, what? I don't know what that is. So we hear about a lot of stuff. You ready? We just don't know about a lot of stuff. And so people have no idea what an executive order is. Do you know what an executive order is? Do you? Okay, tell me.
Okay, this is very easy. All it is a law that a president can enact without the use of Congress.
Say that again?
It's a law that the president can put in place without Congress. They don't need to go through the Senate or the House.
Like automatic law.
It's automatic. They can just sign it, and it's a law.
Now it's the law.
And what's it based on?
What do you mean? It depends.
Where does it come from?
The president? Yeah.
No, I mean, like, where does it come from?
Does
Like, did we just say, hey, let's give the president power to have an executive order? Boop.
Oh, it got to come from. Is it in the Constitution?
Yes.
Yeah, so it got to come from the founding fathers. They was like, hey, listen, we want to put a law in place, so we go put it in place without the need to go through two different houses because they can block it.
You're right and you're wrong at the same time.
Okay, I got to know why.
Some policy initiatives require approval by the legislative branch, right? But executive orders have significant influence over the internal affairs of government, deciding how to and what degree legislation will be enforced. Dealing with emergencies, waging war, fine-tuning policy choices. So if I tell you you have to send troops to the border, I can sign an executive order that says where they'll go to the border. So it doesn't change the legislation, but it enhances the finer point of the law, right? The same way Governor Evers put a zero and changed how long people could get money funding from the state. And somebody took it to court and said, you have executive power. What you can't do is have executive power that extends beyond your reasonable tenure as governor. So somebody sued. Because 400 years from now, the governor would be unable to change that unless it came up through legislation and they changed the legislation. So if I could do something that would change the next 400 years of America, that would be crazy. Those are some of the things the executive order can't do. So then who can override an executive order?
Oh, that's a tough one, but I would have to say Congress.
Nope.
President?
Yep. The only person that can override another president's executive order is another president with another executive order.
So they just got all the power.
So just like pardoning, when Biden decided to pardon his entire family, even people who had not been charged. Think about that. Hey, I'm giving you from, where were you born? 1980? From 1980 through ad nauseum, the end of time, you are hereby pardoned. And you get a pardon. And so think about what that does to a person when you basically checked all the people and their spouses and their kids and said, you're all pardoned. From any crime, with the exception of homicide, with the exception of sexual assault, some stuff like that. Think about that. Think about that. And he could pardon them too if he wanted to. Any president. So now everybody's screaming and hollering. Personally, I think it was wrong. It should have been a case-by-case basis. All the people who committed all the issues on January 6th. But y'all watch Biden do his whole family. He didn't do y'all friends or y'all cousins or y'all sisters and brothers. He did his own family, and it was okay. But then Trump did January 6th people. Oh, my God, it's terrible. I personally think there's nothing we can do because they're the president. And I think we need to grasp that. There's nothing we can do. They can make pardons. and they can write executive orders. And so then you ask yourself, what executive orders have been written so that we understand what they are? Like what executive orders have we seen? So Trump, on his first day, he's still signing them because you can't sign 200 in like a couple hours. He got to do that over a couple days. He has, and so here's the funny part. I'm looking at Axios.com. Trump's radical expansion of executive power will dramatically change life from. That's not an expansion of executive power. That's a person who you don't like who's using their executive power, but you never said it when Biden used his executive power to let people go. I'm just saying be consistent. I'm just saying be consistent. He declared an emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border, vowing to deploy troops to the region, including National Guard. He reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy, ending a program that released asylum seekers into the U.S. while their cases were considered, which was just kind of weird. U.S. Border and Customs website that said Monday that appointments made through the CBD One app at certain border crossings have been canceled. Birthright citizenship. One of his boldest moves was an attempt to end birthright citizenship. I think we should not do that. I'm against ending birthright citizenship. Hey, by hook or by crook, you get here, you get born. Anybody that's born in the United States is a U.S. citizen, regardless of where you're born. That's just how it's been that way since the Constitution started. Hey, President Trump, leave it alone. He ordered agencies, starting 30 days after the order, not to recognize babies as citizens if their mothers were unlawfully present at the time of birth and their father was not a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. So here's my thing. This also applies to children born to mothers who were lawful temporary residents and fathers who were not citizens or lawful. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. This is a valiant problem with people thinking the world revolves around the way they think it should revolve. That's a problem for me. People that say the world revolves around the way that they think the world should be and that everybody else is wrong. That's a problem. That's a major problem. 833-212-1017 is the number. Brian, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Yeah, I just want to say, I think Trump's pardoning of all those people.
Hey, Brian, your phone is really, really, really bad. Hey, let me put you on hold for a second. Jason, see if you can get a better phone connection with him. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good evening. All I wanted to say is what will be, but remember, white people know how to bring white people down because his biggest enemy is not us, it's his own. Have a great day.
All right. I don't know how, though. How are white people his biggest problem? I don't know. Brian, you're back on.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I salute Trump for pardoning all those people from January 6th. I'll tell you why. I saw the videos, and apparently some people have cognitive problems and are mentally challenged when it comes to what they see on video. What I saw on video was actual police and actual agents allowing these people into the building. Opening the door.
That is true. That is definitely true.
And then you still have the media talking about these people broke in the building. They should be in jail for life. That's retarded. For Democrats and people to think that those people need to sit in jail that long.
We don't use the word retarded anymore.
No, okay. Well, that's a cognitive problem.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
For somebody to think that those people from January 6th need to still be locked up. That's ridiculous. In my opinion, the only person that needs to be locked up and locked up for life is the guy that shot that woman through the neck when she was in the window.
That is correct.
You don't shoot a
That is
shoot
correct.
a woman
She didn't have a
point blank
gun.
range like that.
All she was
She didn't
doing
have a
was
gun.
trespassing. All she was doing was
That's it.
trespassing.
Yeah, murder is not a solution to somebody trespassing when you are inviting them in the first place.
Yep.
Those were crisis actors.
Yep.
And people, that was COINTELPRO, crisis actors, a staged event, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw Trump, before it even happened, say we're going to walk over there peacefully. Okay? They never reported that we're going to walk over there peacefully and make our voices heard or protest or something. He didn't say, let's go knock over, let's go kill these people, let's go beat these people. He didn't say any of that. None of that happened.
But Brian, here's the problem. You ready?
Yeah.
He was the voice of the country. He had the voice and the ear of those people. When they started rioting, he should have came out and said for them to stop and go home. He waited too long. The damage was done, and he damaged his reputation, rightfully so. People should have complained because he allowed them to do it too long. He had the power to stop it, and he didn't. That's on him.
The thing of it is, it was on both sides.
Nope, it wasn't. It was on him. He was the president. Those people were supporting him. Whenever other people get challenged with information that they know is correct, they immediately go to the middle and look at both sides. No, he was wrong in that instance.
He was wrong to a certain degree.
No,
but that doesn't give them the right to lock those people up for that long.
Well, that's true, but they did use the rule of law to lock them up.
Every trespassing law I've ever seen,
it's a federal felony. It's a federal felony. It's a federal felony. You can't compare local statutes to what's felony for the state. I mean, for the federal government. It is.
Yeah, well, the Capitol Police have been suspect for years.
Well, we can't make ad hominem attacks on the Capitol Police and all cops because you might think one or two people did something wrong. Well, no, you can.
When you remember when they shot the black lady in her neck in front of her 3-year-old child a few years ago?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, research it. Capitol Police shoots black woman in the neck when she's having a mental episode in her car because she didn't know how to get out of a certain area of the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, look that up. So
I will do that.
That's fact. But the only person who needs to be in jail for life.
So we bash all the Capitol Police because of two stupid people?
Just the one that shot the lady in the neck and the one that shot the black lady in the neck, and the 5 to 10 of them that open the doors for them. And say come in and state your point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we bash.
All right. Well, thank you much. I appreciate it.